coming. Here's Paredes. Holding midfield players know how to set off the patterns of play that Argentina have used successfully. They've scored plenty of goals, Andy, haven't they? 17.
Oh yeah, they have. No, as I mentioned, I think sometimes when they've got in front in matches, they've sat off the game a little. But Martin, when they really go for it, they can knock a viewing in just a few minutes. Make no mistake about that. They've got people that are very
Kata kamu kalau Adidas bunga itu buat olahraga, bukan buat olahraga, buat passion.
Here's Paredes.
Biar laku, marketingnya gitu. Biasanya yang gue
Early pressing in, getting everyone behind the ball when necessary. It was necessary, now they can break.
Tapi yang ini justru yang laku.
It's a fine and fair challenge.
It's a good challenge, that one from Paredes. He's definitely trying to get into Bellingham's space. He is.
McAllister.
Gelo tabelin
Argentina thought they should have had a free kick. England have got one now. It started well.
It was a crunching challenge, that one from Paredes, and he was quick to let Jude Bellingham know, and that's the right reaction. You don't want to get caught up in anything. He just wants to focus on what he's been doing magnificently throughout the competition so far, Jude Bellingham. He's been the best midfield player, if not the best player in the competition.
James. Sure, both sides relishing the surface that they're playing on. There is a game of football to be played. It's just a score or two to be settled. We've got good conditions under the roof, of course. This remarkable stadium. James gets it back still. Spence. Coming with great bravado. He hasn't always been in his club side, Jet Spence, over the past season in England.
It's really good work there from Enzo Fernandez.
There we are, there's your Rolling Stone.
Yeah.
Jagger. For the uninitiated, or maybe the very young. Definitely my generation.
And right hard up.
Yeah. I actually saw the Stones at the 1982 World Cup. It's dating them and me a bit, isn't it? The old Atletico Madrid Stadium. Talking in for last World Cups. There's plenty to look at here with these two teams. Argentina have had 5 previous semi-finals. They've won them all. England, of course, have only won the one. Against that final in '66, it was against Portugal.
Vico there, yeah. Plunging into that challenge, does make a bit of contact with the ball as well as taking Morgan Rogers with it.
There is a real sense of brotherhood for both these groups, there's no question about it. They're tied together by the unity of the purpose here. But something's got to be broken. James, Rogers, England's turn to slip a few passes together amidst the tackles.
When we see both teams just start to play a bit of one touch, that's when things can happen. When you start bouncing 3 or 4 passes, one touch, first time, that's when you can get a teammate into good position. Just like that one there from Anthony Gordon.
It's a lovely ball by Kane to Rogers. James on the overlap. Jimenez escaped him. It's a minor moment, not the threat the Argentina goal.
Mending nge-live di TikTok. Banyak tuh sih.
There's been a lot of play broken up on the edge.
Halus ya, halus saya kan.
It was the first real contribution.
Dia ngajin suara ngetrika, gila, bling-bling lah ini.
Messi, unmistakably, that's Messi with a Y. Martinez didn't make his international debut till he was 28. It's
Oh my
a
god.
remarkable rise on from Tagliafico. He is the very willing Julian Alvarez, work the width. Messi trying to chest it in.
Mantap.
Anderson smelled the danger. Hasn't passed yet. Stay this time now, the flag is gone up.
Apa sih ciri-ciri offset?
Yeah, you mentioned
Apa sih?
Julian Alvarez, Martin. That's
Eta.
one of his greatest qualities. He's got tons of skill and know-how. As we saw with that goal in the game against Switzerland, he's got great.
Saya ngejelaskeun nah.
And he doesn't
Tonton
stop
we.
running and chasing, and they need that. Argentina with Messi, who often we know that he's
Si
kind
tim
of just walking
lawannya
around
lebih
waiting
dulu
for
depan
something to happen,
daripada
waiting to get
Ini kan
involved.
ini kan pertahanan Inggris. Kalau misalnya ini mesin garis pertahanan Inggris, set. Ada Argentina di sini nih. Nah, offset.
Oh.
Rogers trying to make a run through the middle of the ball.
Garis pertahanan iya nya.
Lain orangnya. Orang terakhir.
Aku marek dengan sorangan.
Orang terakhir di pertahanan. Nah, itu garisnya. Bukan garis.
Rogers, they grew up in the Birmingham area in the Midlands in England.
Oh, ini terakhir nih, orang terakhir nih. Nah, ini teh harus jajar. Mun leuwih teuing, offset sih ya.
Oh, gitu. Offsetnya berarti bisa di mana-mana offsetnya.
Paredes landing it.
Bisa offset itu?
teammates.
Bisa.
Nina made a run down the right side, but it's Alvarez to the left. And spotted by James to block.
Surat anjir.
Ada yang nonton,
Mana?
Itu. Ini.
Hai.
Tagliafico.
Siapa dia?
Landscape landscape ada yang nonton.
Halo guys, absen. Siapa ini yang bisa dilihat namanya nggak?
Nggak bisa ini. Kalau komen dia kelihatan, kalau komen baru.
Komennya di mana?
Making out that an ankle was
Dua,
brilliant.
Kok jadi gelap ya?
His own touch actually got away from him, and he just takes that on the top of the foot from very
Kosong guys. Ya. Tidak berlangganan.
Ya kamu kata aku juga bayar dulu. Malu-maluin.
Anjir, 60.000 sekarang.
Ya kan pasti kan. Emang kemarin 30. QR. Ya ngelik QR kan. Oh.
Nah, kata kamu juga. Ya langsung 0.
Gara-gara kamu miskin coba. Tapi lilanya kamayar anjing. Karena biar menikmati dulu ngaranya.
Jadi
Anjing gitu rek pigoleun. Geus. Cek status. Mun boga TV mah di TVRI-nya.
nonton deh saya.
This is interesting.
Kan?
First time a referee's been examined in his response to what Argentina are going to try and conjure up by any means. Does not going to be penalised to get the opening goal from a Messi corner. Picked it back. The free kick had gone. The whistle had gone for the foul.
Yeah. And Simeone was so close to him really, and actually facing him. Look on the right side of the screen. I think that's totally unnecessary. You don't need to do that.
Tuh kan di Bala udah gak main kan? Kalau sama Alvarez.
The hydration break.
Oh, 24 menit udah break lagi.
Iya, break dulu, break water break.
Oh, ada gitunya kalau di sana.
Rehydrating
Karena
and
panas.
cooling down and maybe
Cooling down.
yes, the temperature of the liquid.
Well, we've seen a little bit more football, haven't we, in the last sort of, I'd say,
Yes,
7 or 8
Mel.
minutes, Martin, but that first 10 minutes was littered with
Berarti
fouls
di
and
Amerika mah panas
confrontation
bisa.
and players getting in each other's
Terus dia ngapain?
faces. Now, as we move on, I think we'll gradually start to see a little bit more space appear for some of the more gifted individuals out there.
Wah, ini. 10 menit kayak gitu atau 5 menit.
Well,
Nggak kelihatan live.
early nature of the
Itu ada yang live
consultations,
one.
if we like.
Aku.
Just get the ball out of the penalty areas. Belmar's action's been rather limited, but there is a football match breaking out here, Andy.
Yeah, no, look, there will do. We are going to have those moments when the ball is turned over and teams get put pressure on their opponents, win it, and then pour people forward. Then we're going to see a proper game. We are, but I think there's been so much hype, so much talk, so much build-up, so much history.
Baru ini teman-teman ya, baru break dulu, masih kosong-kosong ya. Masih kok ya.
Ya, baru juga ngomong kayak gitu.
In Qatar, Argentina beat Croatia in the semi-final. 3-0, Messi scored, and 2 from Alvarez, who we praised already this afternoon. Been a very characteristic start from England, and they haven't really committed to getting shots on target in any of their knockout games, but they've got through them all. This, of course, would take them to only a second final. They lost in the semi-finals 1990 on penalties to Germany, 2018 to Croatia, having led. And a Kieran Trippier free kick.
Sakal juga nih.
That's another opportunity. And they have been competitive. They've
Oh,
been
yeah.
2 Euro finals. Obviously, the semi-final in 2018, the quarter-final, Harry Kane missed that penalty against France, which could have changed the outcome. Correct. They're in this envelope now.
They are. They've been knocking on the door. You're right. For some time.
Berarti minggu akhir katanya
Very
penalti.
fine margins, as we all know, to come through these games on the right side. It really is.
Spanyol betul ya.
They're underway again. One is anticipated.
Weh, anu kanjut nih.
Penalty, well, Alvarez, actually could have.
Yeah, it was intended. It was intended for the wide run there of Enzo Fernandez. Messi thought it was a ball intended for him, but it was coming at him a bit quick and he couldn't quite take control of it. But that was a straight ball from Jordan Pickford, played into a midfield area that Argentina were waiting for it and picked it off.
Strong challenge on James by McAllister. Again, there's Thomas Tuchel needs to
Thomas
just
Tuchel's
be a bit careful
yeah,
here.
he's got absolutely, he's apoplectically raised below us.
He is an emotional character. It's always the instance right in front of the dugouts that inflame the coaches. Argentina actually played in the very first World Cup semi-final back in 1930 against the United States, strangely enough. And they won 6-1. And the crowd was 73,000, so it wasn't a slow burner in that respect. Only 13 nations compared to 48 in this one.
1 year.
Such a wonderful history. The centenary, of course, when the next World Cup comes around in 4 years' time. And okay, right. Raking pass.
What a ball that is. Great ball that from Harry Kane, who's not been involved an awful lot. That's why he went and dropped so deep there, just to start getting involved.
Stones. Now Spence has made a couple of hasty breaks down that far side. Gordon held on for a bit too long. Argentina snapping at his heels. Martinez made a good recovery. He broke his finger playing, actually warming up for the Europa League final for Aston Villa back in May. And no sign of it as an inconvenience in this tournament. Here's Paredes, trying to boss proceedings.
He actually started the game well. Paredes has made a couple of big tackles, but has been nice and neat and tidy in possession.
Aliafico start the tournament. Medina was the first choice left back for the opening couple of games. And, trying to raid.
Masih kosong-kosong, guys.
Itu yang nonton.
Molina.
Itu dia keluar masuk, nonton kejong, kena prank semua. Kena prank semua yang nonton.
Fabio Capello.
Cigana orang-orang search kayak orang-orang search
Yang
orang
live
lempar
versus
target
live reaction. Live reaction.
Bellingham having a chance to impress. The fans really backing him.
Great run. Excellent work. Exactly the right thing there, Jude Bellingham. That's what I've been so impressed with him in this tournament is he knows when to drive at the opposition. He knows when those challenges are going to come flying in at him. There's 3 blue shirts. Look, yeah, and it's well applauded by the coach. He knows it. That's important that he does that when he gets the opportunity. He hasn't really had a chance to do much of that, but when he does, he is very, very difficult to stop.
That's over the half-hour mark, factoring in the hydration break. England fans in very good voice. Great acoustics. Talking his own personal history. England against Argentina, taking a winning penalty in the 2002 World Cup group stage.
Dia kan bercocok
Japan
tanam, dia merakyat aja kayak Pak
watching
Jokowi.
out eagerly, and of course very much a free kick specialist. The role today
Iya,
with
back gol.
Declan Rice.
Gol guys.
John Stones in round the
Ini
back.
bohong.
Yeah, half a chance that nice.
Subscribe nanti aku liatin layarnya.
Declan Rice towards that far post and John Stones is above Lisandro Martinez. So look at the grabbing there that goes on and creates actually that big area for John Stones to maybe go and attack it. Just didn't get his forehead on it.
It's the first attempt of the game. Spence, the bounce. Simeone's enthusiasm getting the better of his challenge. That's not a foul. I guess his dad is here somewhere, but he's not sitting next to David Beckham. Not very strong. He's not a confrontational person. He might be.
Subscribe dulu nanti aku liatin layar.
Stones.
It doesn't matter how many times, Martin, you're coaching all the staff and everybody around you.
Subscribe, aku liatin layar sambil komen P.
In that split second, in that moment, sometimes something else comes over you, takes over and makes it very difficult. So
Brilliant kick from Pickford, a lovely touch from Spence, and Gordon was nearly
Subscribe,
by the
liatin layar, komen P.
very nearly behind Argentina there. Spence was still reflecting rather than chasing, but he's there now.
Komen P.
Won it fairly enough. It's Simeone. Gordon. Another free kick in this way. Only a good spell.
Masih 0-0 cuy. Yang dukung Argentina absen ya. Absen yang dukung Argentina absen komen.
And he's quite right. Molina there is reckless. He gets too tight, and that's unnecessary. Even though Argentina pride themselves on being a really tough team defensively, you don't want to concede.
Goal here.
This one, if he hits it hard and flat, almost like a shot,
YouTube
get
channel
those
Tio.
white shirts running across the front of it.
Pretending to be done for the world champions. That's exactly what Andy Townsend described.
Demi aku.
Going away yet.
Gila, ini emang keren.
Right. He puts it straight to Alvarez. And now Messi. Held up importantly initially by Spence.
Lihat is. Langsung ngelakuin tinggalin.
Alay, atau borem anjing tinggalin.
Langsung dilindungi ya.
Kartu merah.
Messi
Tidak boleh lecet
ran
atau
into a
ketuaan.
roadblock.
Awas. Tunggu.
Well, the card was just held aloft.
Yeah, not sure who that was to. I mean,
Aku baru tahu ada kartu hitam sayang. Dia gak boleh main selamanya, benar.
great skill from Messi.
Katanya iya di TikTok.
He could have rolled it backwards, but that's what I mean. He's been in this scenario so many countless times, thousands of times over the years where he's second best to come out with the ball, but he somehow does.
Ketua.
Anderson gets the card. Kane went in. Gordon went in.
Yeah, that is a yellow card challenge, it is. Elliot Anderson knows
Bisa
exactly
aja,
what he's
Pak.
doing there. That's a
Tapi kesana aja,
dangerous one.
enggak sih dia.
Elliot. Jangan nonton loh, sekali nonton aja. Aneh.
Well, it has taken 37 minutes for the first card, so the referee, I think, has kept his patience well, but he had no alternative then. And Messi's over the free kick. And this ball, when hit, has stayed hit, but I think it's far too far away for someone as talented as to take it.
Buru Messi,
Took a
tong
shorter
merah.
route. Now he might have a crack, he does.
Mana
Anjing.
demi anjir, kamu hampir aja mendukung Messi kan, mengganti haluan kan.
I feel that Jordan Pickford or someone got a touch on it along the way, but he hit this one nice. Didn't see much contact there. It's definitely not been touched by Jordan Pickford. Looks like the right decision, goal kick.
Well, that's the football for you. This World Cup football, it gives you value, shall we say, for your shooting.
Itu kuna.
You've had plenty
Ayo
of
kita bisa
goals
gitunya.
from outside the penalty area, 41 in fact, out of 294. It's a good percentage.
It is. Better little spell for Argentina, this. Last 5-6 minutes in particular, Messi's got involved because he hadn't seen anything up to half an hour, but they've got him in and around the game now in this last little spell, and they look better for it.
Bisa nggak tuh? Press. Belum di press.
Nanti babak kedua kalau misalnya
Well, tactically, the
dia
game being
dia
slowed
bakal
down.
mengamati
Something to
dulu
do
satu
with the
babak,
heat.
dia mah gitu cara mainnya.
It's very regulated in
Ih
this
kamu mah,
indoor arena.
emang iya dia
Doesn't feel
begitu
very indoor,
mainnya.
does it? You have to-
Iya sok lihat kamu perhatiin Messi dia pasti jalan dulu kalau dia nggak lari ya. Lari kalau terancam. Tuh tinggalin Messi. Pasti dia lempar. Tuh.
Messi trying to work her way through. It was very good covering by Russ. Declan on deck when needed. It's almost as if the Argentina feel that they can control the ball at a slower tempo.
Yeah,
They can't maybe match the quickness of England's breaking through midfield. Maybe they've got the guile, they've certainly got the experience, and they've got Messi. Alvarez. Romero. There is Messi. He gave and went, but didn't get it back again. Fico. England being moved around. To keep their eyes on the men they're supposed to be marking as well as on the ball, which is with Alvarez and Simeone. Nicely worked. They're not behind England. They haven't really threatened Pickford except for that long ranger from Enzo Fernandez. This is where England hope to use the transition. That's a great
Anthony Gordon was wide open down the left side. And that's exactly the right tactic for England. It was that pass from Messi that was intercepted.
Di CCTV-nya
And
tinggal
Morgan is very good at this.
Oh,
Very
iya.
good travelling with the ball.
bener. Kita pakai CCTV
Martinez.
drone. Mau ngejar ya kita drone. Orang tadi ayah drone lagi.
Spence. Well made, of course, of Romero. Is not too far away from him. James. Fernandez, who is a shrewd user of the ball.
Yeah, did well there because Giuliano Simeone well offside. So he just slowed it down and went to Molina, which was the right call.
Messi. Oh, one back for England. By Anderson, who's carrying the card and wouldn't have thought any mistakes. Bellingham trying to go through the gears, trying to go through. Argentina's defending.
Bola. Bukannya kalau kena bola enggak.
He followed Bellingham all the way and then he didn't want to let
Tapi dia
Bellingham get up
dorong
and run and get his head up.
Enggak apa-apa.
Good challenge.
Tiga orang itu enggak. Satu orang lagi.
Ya anjing. Waduh,
Sorry,
You think England
Anh
wants
đang
to
kinh gồm ăn bữa ăn đi
try
sao?
and a little
Gue
bit
pun
more
dia juga ya Arab.
possession themselves, not just waiting
Yang
for
gagal
the
mah
turnover
nonton
every
mah
time.
1000.
Goes out of
Nonton
Simeone.
seruang
Running
level.
legs there that Rodrigo de Paul wouldn't be able to do, you feel. Well, of course, he's been cast in the role, not just of right-sided midfielder, but Messi's mind
Bola
as well.
mati.
So Leo's
mau
unguarded in
ngejinawain
that
loh.
sense today.
Di Indo kan bola. Kamu nggak tahu ya?
Yeah, still only made that decision. Played in the World Cup, 2006. It's his last cap, actually. He played in
Udah bro,
England,
diem aja di sini
FA
bro.
Cup final, no less.
Lo harus langganan, nggak ada.
West Ham
Di
United.
YouTube nggak ada. Udah diemin, udah liatin aja penonton. Lo harus langganan 60.000. Paling murah itu juga.
I'm hoping to add
Kalau
a
di
World Cup
Netflix
final to his
200.
list.
Yeah, I think the more Elliot Anderson, Declan Rice get on the
Berarti
ball,
60.000 buat 2 event.
better
Eh
they
2
get
kali.
this guy Bellingham
Itu
involved.
bisa
And
pulang,
Harry
bisa
Kane,
pulang.
more importantly,
Ya tapi kan
again,
kita ngomong
hasn't
cuma
really
5 doang.
seen much of the ball yet, not had any sort of chance to get his head up and try and work Emi Martinez.
Lumayan aja mau mami.
Abs. James trying to turn it into a fine ball as he has done a couple of times. Harry Kane pass out to him, which worked. That one didn't quite.
Paling batik.
Ke batik. Lung.
We're heading
1
towards
2 3
half
4
time.
5 6.
Itu beurang di itu mah.
It's a great time it will be to score. Bellingham spreads his arm in disbelief that that wasn't a foul.
Ketipu sekali.
The referees got the opinion that they'll have to let the minor contacts go, because there are plenty of major ones.
Baru banyak Indonesia nggak
The
asup
hydration break minutes.
Fiji pun. Ayolah. Cemen kali.
Better finish to the half for England. This playing in Argentina's half of the field.
40.
Just looking to try and pick out Bellingham or Kane in a little bit of space.
Here is Kane, not in much space. Rice.
Kita bola Kak. Pojok lah, ulah.
Is it tempting fate, Andy, to say settle down a bit?
Kenapa?
Well, look, again, I don't think it's ever going to be too far away from this one boiling over. I think it can happen at any given point, but
Tengah tuh, asup tengah.
haven't had too many genuine attempts on goal. Neither goalkeeper really
Ah.
contested yet.
Gerak. Oh, gini dulu langsung.
The goalkeepers certainly have been tested, not been a shot on target yet.
Yeah.
James. Rogers. On the right side, Berth. Header from Madueke and Bukayo Saka. It's a quarterback. Saving for the Atlanta Falcons.
Anjir,
And
anjir.
also for Atlanta
Offset, sit.
in the Major League Soccer.
Offset, sit.
Big news from
Sit, upset,
that
sit.
department here in the United States. They're going to switch to a winter conventional season, not play through the summer. The season after next, they're going to have a shortened season and then go again. Mexico. Telling his troops how to go again in the second half with those notes. They're not a half-time just yet. Okay. Right foot from Paredes. Some antagonism from the Argentina dugout. For the kick given. Very much the closing seconds of the first half here in Atlanta. Second semi-final. He's had some good forward surges. England allowed to still go here, and will there be time to take the corner? I don't think so. Well, it's been a first half with Enzo Fernandez having a cracker-jack of a shot. The first half with plenty of bite, maybe a little bit of spite, and occasionally a light touch. Many of those in an attacking sense, and we wish to break